Evening peeps, welcome back to the channel. You've just seen the We Are Driven intro. We Are Driven are still pushing Archie's Journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, then get yourself onto We Are Driven, sign up for that, go find out what's happening on there, and then if you can, get yourself over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey and drop a little donation on there, have a little read, find out what's going on. So tonight, we're back with the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. We have got round 9 tonight, live from Burburgring GP. 3 races, 15 minutes each, 10-minute qualifier just to kick that off as well. Let's have a look at some scores then. So everyone just getting a little bit flustered about Pajonsky's lead. 279 points for first place, Cutler in second, 255 points. We've got Rob Scott in third with 241 points. LWR Millerman fourth with 226 points. D.90 in fifth with 209 points. We've got DMK Dominator 130 points. Nipping at his heels is Old Crawler with 129 joints, actually, with Duds in 8th. So joint 7th then. Duds with Old Crawler, 129 points each. Again, just nipping at the heels is Graham Reeds with 128 points for 9th. One-Eyed Lou has got 52 points on the board. Aldo in 11th has got 46 points. Vroom Room 3, 38 points. Bogus Begbie 13th with 36 points. Oh Big Will, standing driver earlier on in the season, 14th. He's got 12 points. DDR Justin Gant, another late arriver, so still racing with us. 10 points on board for him. 15th, and then Tatey 16th place with just 7 points. Again, some of these drivers not racing anymore with us. Let's get ourselves in this lobby quickly. Still got merch available, people. T-shirts and tickers. Yep, so that's what I'm calling them because I messed it up the other day and I liked it, so I'm sticking with it. So T-shirts and tickers are available. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of that. Right, so they've not started quali yet. They're still in practice mode. Pajonsky's in the room. That's going to upset some people. He's left it till the last minute as well to join. Good lad. I bet they thought they'd got a bit of a break then with Pajonsky not turning up. But no, here he is. Who have we got in the room? Cutler 182. We've got Rob Scott. We've got Old Crawler. We've got Millerman, we've got Justin Gant, we've got D-Dot, Dominator and Pajonsky. Just 8 drivers tonight then. That's a shame. I'm not sure if we're waiting on a driver. Doesn't say anything in the chat. Doesn't look like it. We're going into qualifying practice endurance race. What's that all about? 15-minute endurance race. Manual session for qualifying then, so no tyre or fuel wear, fuel depletion or tyre wear on qualifying, so everyone will probably be out on the soft tyre. And the rules for these 3 sprint rounds is they've got to use 1 of each tyre per race, well not per race, but they've got to use 1 of each tyre, 1 for each race, and it's up to them how they do it. So 3 races at the same track. A soft, a medium and a hard got to be used. So again, if you put the hards on at the start, and other people put the softs on, okay, they'll beat you in race 1 probably. But you get the advantage in some of the other rounds, maybe. Right, let's get ourselves on track then. They are all on outlaps. There is the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper livery there. Go check out CHewitt Racing over on Facebook. Slinging their name behind this one. Big shout out to Chloe. Freddie's doing a bit of minis now as well, isn't he? Get him back in the lobbies. Millerman then, first man out on track. So Burburgring GP, tricky circuit. Some nice run-off areas, nice hairpins to deal with. Stick the usual nonsense on now while they're still on the outlaps. Here we go then. Starting the hot laps now then, and this final turn for Millerman. Let's get ourselves on board for a lap with him. Get out of the car so we can kind of see what's happening. So across the line he goes. Down towards turn one, just drops away and kinks to the right a little bit. Then drops away again right on the apex. You've got to be careful not to lose control of it through there. A little bit of a wiggle for Millerman. Misses a gear there into the Mercedes arena. Careful not to run it out wide. AstroTurf can catch you out as well. So coming back out of the Mercedes arena. Everybody will run wide there during race, I can guarantee it. A couple of tricky turns coming up then. Again, 90-degree left. Just slightly off camber, easy to run out, and then an almost hairpin here. And down the hill towards the actual hairpin. Where are you braking, Millerman? Gets that one right. Look at all the sand traps. You don't want to be out braking yourself there, getting that one wrong. Catches the curb on the way out. That's the way through the S's. Getting all the way on the curbs then. Try and carry as much speed through here as possible. Good line there for Millerman. Number plate looking good as well, Millerman. Again, a couple of little tricky turns. Just an under 90 right into an over 90 right. A left into a right, sorry. Down the hill, through the little kink right, back up the hill towards the chicane. Again, you don't want to be getting this one wrong. Outbrake yourself and go off track. You do get reset to track, which obviously ruins your race. Hard on the brakes then. First of the chicanes being used for the GP circuit. Got to be careful running those curbs as well. You don't want to be picking up penalties. Pit entrance on the right through this final turn. We'll see what Millerman puts in for the first of the hot laps. Just a 10-minute qualifier as well. Puts in a 2:19.0 then for Millerman. Rob Scott sticks in a 2:18.9 though. Takes that pole position off him for now. That's Millerman's second then. Old Crawler sticks a 2:21.6 in for the time being. DDR Justin Gant had just put himself in a fourth position, 2:24, but he's been knocked down a couple of positions by Cutler, who's got himself third position with a 2:20.3. Dominator is put in a 2:23.8 as well then, so they're the two drivers that have pushed Justin down a couple of positions. Pajonski puts in a 2:16.8. D-Dot 2:16.5 as well for him. So just taking their time, D-Dot and Pajonski staying out of trouble. Great big pile of wheel spin for D-Dot. D-Dot actually streaming his race live, usually does anyway, from his perspective. So if you want to go and check out that, then go check out that. Tell him I sent you, then turn him off and then come back here. Rob Scott on pole currently, still putting in fastest laps, or fastest sectors. Half a second up on that last timing mark. Top 3 from race 1, oh, drifting it through there. Top 3 from race 1 carry over extra weight into race 2 as well. Reverse grid, and then the top 3 from race 2 carry the weight over into race 3. Still half a second up for Rob Scott. Can he go quicker? Taking out that pole there for Rob Scott. What have you got then? The chocolate wagon. He's just been pipped again by Millerman. But he does retake it. 2:17.9. What did Millerman put in? A 2:17.995. Rob Scott put a 2:17.989 in. So just 6 thousandths of a second between Rob Scott and Millerman for pole position at the minute. What have we got on the clock? 7:29, 7 minutes 30. So if they can get round cleanly enough, they will see another lap after this. So it's still Rob Scott on pole position. Millerman second. Bajonski third with a 2:18.3. Fourth now. D-Dot coming through with a 2:18.1. So he gets himself a third position on the grid. Bajonski 2:18.3 for fourth. Cutler fifth. Oh, he's dropped himself out and come back in. So no time on the board. What is he? 2 seconds down from Bajonski. So that puts him on a 2:20.3-ish. Old Crawler on a 2:21.6 for sixth place. Dominator seventh. 2:22.0 for him. Liking that middle sticker on your car there, Dominator. Justin Gant in 8th, a 2:23.7. What's Rob Scott doing? Is he going quicker? Has he chilled out? No, he's still thrashing the pants out of that Mini. Drifted through that turn last time. A little bit cleaner this time. He's down a tiny bit, but he's still going to hold on to that pole position depending on what Millerman's doing. We won't know until he crosses the line now. Cutting that curb. Penalties are not on in qualifying by the looks of it. Nice final turn there as well from Millerman. Can he retake that pole position? He was only 6 thousandths down. No, 1.6 down. Rob Scott. That's a 2:18 dead on. So there's still 30 seconds left on the clock. Millerman and Rob Scott will see another lap. Will anyone else? 1 or 2 drivers maybe. Who will that be? It will be Cutler and maybe Old Crawler, I think. No. DMK Dominator just gets through to see another lap. Bajonski just gets through to see another lap in the background as well. Who's that? Let's just cross the line. It is D-Dot. So I'm not sure whether he's out for another lap or not. I think he was a little bit late crossing the line for that one. Looks like he's still out on track though. So the deciding lap for qualifying now. Can anyone take Rob Scott off that pole position? Millerman just 200ths down. And he's one good corner. Oh, we missed Rob Scott going through that timing mark. Shook ourselves on with Millerman. He's coming up to that timing mark now. What has he put in? Scott's down this one. Millerman could be on here. Wasn't going purple, but it was saying it was 11.01 quicker than his previous lap, which would put him ahead of Rob Scott, but not purple. What's it going to be then? He does. 2:17.892 takes that pole position. Rob Scott unable to do it then. Has to settle for second on the grid. D-Dot's still out on track as well. Pajonsky maybe a little bit too far back at this point, maybe. We'll see. Could still be on. Was it a little bit wide through there, that final turn though? No, but he holds fourth then. 2:18.213. It is his quickest lap of the qualifying. So D-Dot's going to stay third then. Where's Cutler? Where are you on track? Well out of it now, 2.5 minutes down. Did say a 10-minute quali, didn't it? D-Dot's pulled over. Rob Scott's still thrashing around this circuit, as is Millerman. Almost a tenth quicker than Rob Scott. Can he find it? Pajonsky with a little penalty to lose. Gets himself into third. Why do you get yourself into third? Who's dropped out? D-Dot's chucked himself in the pits. So left the qualifying session to go and change tyres then. D-Dot, get ready for race one. So here is your current pole sitter, LWR Millerman. These laps shouldn't count. So they stay as they are. Pajonsky losing his penalty, so that'll be that lap done for him. D-Dot's back out on track, retakes his third. Pajonsky fourth then, Cutler in fifth. Dominator sixth. He's got himself a penalty, he's just got a drop here as well. Doesn't really matter now. End of qualifying, he's got his position. Old Crawler in seventh. He's getting himself back off the sand. And Justin Gant holding eighth. Millerman chucks himself in the pits here as well then. So drivers are going back in the pits to swap their tyres. Hards on for Dominator. Let's have a look through. So I know it says first place for Rob Scott, but that'll change when Millerman comes back out on track. What's he gone for? He's still out on the soft tyres, so he might be sticking with those for race one. D-Dot's got the hards on for race one. Pajonsky looks like he's sticking with the softs as well. Cutler has got the softs on. Dominator has gone for the hards for race one. Old Crawler's on the softs. Justin Gant is on the softs. And Millerman also just come out on the hard tyre. Good strategy if it pays off. If he can hold up these drivers while driving on the hards, they're all on the softs. They can blow their tyres out. Struggle to get past him. And then he can come back at him when he gets the mediums and the softs on. Not sure whether people have forgotten that qualifying was only 10 minutes. Oh, it's a 15-minute qualifier. Don't tell me 10 minutes then, Cutler, in the lobby opener. That's why a lot of drivers pulled over. Well, not because of me, because I think a lot of them thought it was a 10-minute quali as well. Have we lost a driver? Why have we only got... Oh, there he is, Cutler. He's back. So drivers now changing their tyres. They have some brown semi-warm coffee. I suppose it wouldn't be any other colour, would it really? Millerman then on pole position for race 1. Hard tyres he's playing with. Question is, can he fend them all off into turn 1? Podjonsky has naughtily got himself back in pole. Sorry. Oh yeah, Podjonsky is pole. Ah, there you go. Yeah, after Cutler had said, I think, qualifying over, so that one's not going to stick. Might. Here we go then. No messing about. Straight into race 1. It is going to be Podjonsky on pole. So you'll see the different tyre strategies play out now. It doesn't look like anyone's chosen the mediums for race 1. Here we go then, 15-minute sprint. Well, it is an endurance, it does say, but a 15-minute sprint here at Burburgring GP. 3 of these tonight. Let's watch the lights, watch them get underway. So it is Podjonsky on pole then. Can Millerman squeeze one up the inside at turn 1? Lights on red then, wait for these to drop green, and away they go. It's not a great start by Podjonsky. Rob Scott getting a good start, gets squeezed out by Millerman, and Podjonsky tries to get up the inside of Rob Scott, but Millerman gets a good start, holds that top spot into turn 1. Cutler a bit hard into that, maybe just nudging Rob Scott a tiny bit. D-Dot going wide, taking out all the cones. But it is Millerman out front, just half a second lead over Rob Scott, followed by Cutler in 3rd. Podjonsky looking for a way up the inside here on the way out the Mercedes arena. It's a good move by Podjonsky, but Cutler's coming back at him on the way through here. It's going to be side by side down towards this next turn. Podjonsky's going to hold the line. Oh, he's not. He's just lost a bit of speed. Cutler holds 3rd then. Podjonsky 4th. D-Dot 5th. Dominator 6th. Bit of a penalty to lose as well. Old Crawler 7th. Justin in 8th. So Millerman going defensive then. He's on the hard tyre. Rob Scott's gone for the soft tyre for race 1. I think he's gone for the soft tyre. Yes, he has. And now we see the power of those softs getting the pull on Millerman. Doesn't quite get himself up the inside, so he has to hold off through the S's. He's just having to back off. Look, there's nothing he can do. He's getting the better drive out of these turns. He'll be able to brake later, accelerate earlier. Might be able to get a good run on him down towards... Oh, sorry, up towards the chicane if he can get a good drive out of this turn. Sticks the power down, closes up on Millerman down towards the kink. Millerman, what's he going to do? There's not a lot he can do here. Rob Scott just carrying so much more speed. Brakes later into the chicane. Gets himself through into 1st then. Millerman now 2nd, under pressure from Cutler, who might just be able to squeeze one up the inside into this final turn. He does. Again, those soft tyres. Oh no, Cutler's on the hards. Working well for him then. Top 5 pulled a bit of gap. Podjonsky in 3rd then. Millerman 4th. D-Dot 5th. Oh, there is a big pile of drivers altogether. Dominator's in the mix here as well, and Old Crawler. Dominator trying to lose his penalty. Old Crawler looks up the inside. Has he managed to hold on to that one? Oh, Dominator. We're not racing that track. Come back. Loses a position to Old Crawler, then up into 6th for him. Dominator 7th, Justin hanging on for 8th. 1.8 seconds back at the minute. Still pretty close together though, all of these drivers. Dominator just losing his penalty through there. So Rob Scott out 1 second over Cutler. Just out of that slipstream range. Cutler's just got to be careful of Podjonski as well. Podjonski on the hard tyre. Fending off Millerman on the hards, and D-Dot on the hards as well. Old Crawler just 0.8 of a second back, still within tow range of those drivers in front. He is coming down as well. Loses a little bit under braking into the the hairpin. Still out of direct danger from Dominator at the minute. Justin losing a little bit more time, 2.5 seconds down. Rob Scott then starting to run away on his softs. Cutler and Podjonski holding it neck and neck. Podjonski actually looking for a way past Cutler. Still got Millerman and D-Dot fighting it out as well behind all of these drivers on the hard tyre bar Rob Scott up front. D-Dot's looking up the inside of Millerman here into the kink up towards the chicane. Is Millerman going to be able to hold his own? Can Podjonski get his way past Cutler here? It's all on in lap 2. Cutler's outbraked himself. He's fired himself off track. Where's he gone? Reset to track. Oh, all the way down in 7th place at the minute. He might get overtaken yet. So D-Dot closes back up on Podjonski. Gets himself past Millerman. I was focused on the Podjonski-Cutler fight, and D-Dot's managed to get his way past. So stretching out then. Rob Scott now 2.6 second lead on those soft tyres. 5 minutes into race 1. Podjonski on the hards, 2nd place. He's got D-Dot just 3/4 of a second behind him in 3rd. Millerman's right on his tail for 4th. Old Crawler lost a tiny bit more time. He's on the soft tyre, only a second down though. Gains a little bit through there. Holding 5th. Dominator 6th. He looks like he got himself past Cutler as well then. He's 1.2 seconds down from Old Crawler. Cutler now 3 seconds down in 7th place. So a big old ask for Cutler to try and get that time back. He's under pressure from Justin Gant here as well. Just 3/4 of a second back is Justin. On the hard tyre as well is Justin, so I don't think he's going to be able to put Cutler under any direct threat. Now, what is Rob Scott doing? Kicking up the sand is what Rob Scott is doing. Now I'm just starting to wonder whether Cutler's forgotten to turn tyres and fuel on for race 1. 3.8 second lead though for Rob Scott. No tyre wear on his soft tyres at the minute. Podjonski holding that 2nd position. Championship leader at the minute is Podjonski. Being chased by this man here, Cutler, followed by current race leader Rob Scott. He's looking for as many points as possible here. Again, he's on the soft tyre, so he should win pretty convincingly at in race 1 with the soft tyre versus everyone else on the hards, but that might work in their favour later on. They come through then. Start lap 4. 4 second lead now, Rob Scott over Podjonski. Background, Old Crawler looking up the inside of Millerman. Backs off a little bit too much there though, Old Crawler. Could have slung one up the inside, I think. plenty of space to Millerman. Dominator still only 1.2 seconds back. Cutler not really eating into that time. Oh, he's picked himself up a great big pile of penalty as well. 1.4 seconds. Probably cut turn one a little bit too much. Unfortunately, it looks like Justin's got it wrong somewhere. He's now 6 seconds off of Cutler. Maybe also getting it wrong in turn one. Seconds now for Rob Scott. Halfway through race one, Pajonski still holding second. No point talking about Rob Scott really, in the sense of, ooh, a bit deep there for Pajonski. Puts himself right under pressure from D-Dot. To try and make a bit of a gap. D-Dot's going to have a good lunge at him into one of these turns, if not into the chicane. Oh, he gets a good drive through there though. Pajonski's having to go defensive into this next turn. D-Dot goes through though into second. Pajonski now the chase car. Still being hounded a little bit. Oh, he picks up a penalty there though, D-Dot. So he's got to lose that and try and hold this position over Pajonski. It's just half a second in it, with that half a second penalty to go as well. Millerman just in fourth in the background, not fallen off of this fight yet, nor has Old Crawler in fifth. Again, Pajonski all over the back of D-Dot as they come into this final turn. Still got to lose that penalty. Getting ready for GT7. Yes, yeah, that's what most people are going to swap over to. So I think we've got one more season of most of these, Phil, and then we jump over to GT7 sort of as it comes out. Whoa, D-Dots. Brakes. Pajonski closes up on him. Millerman closes up on him. Brings all the pressure on himself, D-Dot. Old Crawler now been dropped by this fight. Millerman all over the back of Pajonski here for third. Oh, looks on the inside. Nowhere to go though. Pajonski closes the door on him. Now Millerman's got a good run though. Tyres squealing on the way out of here, these hards. Rob Scott 8.1 seconds up the road. I'm going to keep my eye on this fight for now. D-Dot coasts into that turn, loses his penalty, almost runs wide through there. Drops his penalty on the way through though, brings himself back under pressure from Pajonski, who has now dropped Millerman a tiny little bit. There's Old Crawler still tucked in the background. Dominator and Cutler. No sign of Mr. Justin Gant, unfortunately. Oh, that's not what I was meant to press, that's what I was meant to press. So he's got a teensy-tiny little bit of penalty to lose, has D-Dot. We'll have a look at Rob Scott, race leader, but he's far too far down the road to be of any concern to anybody. 9-second lead over D-Dot. Whoa, D-Dot's running wide through there. He's lost a penalty, but he's going to gain a penalty maybe due to that. We'll see. Pajonski goes through to take second. D-Dot third now. He's under pressure from Millerman, who's under pressure from Old Crawler. Both of them go past D-Dots. Or do they? Old Crawler trying to squeeze his way between the two of them. He's had to back out. D-Dot looks back up the inside of Millerman, but has to back off, and that compromises his speed. Old Crawler does go through into fourth then. D-Dot down to fifth. Dominator sixth. Cutler still losing penalty, still 3 seconds down in seventh. And just in eighth, 10 seconds down. Rob Scott, disgusting, 10 seconds. 3 minutes remaining. Again, Rob, one of the few drivers on the soft tyre for race one. Pajonski second then. Now got himself 1.5 seconds between himself and third place man LWR Millerman. Himself and Old Crawler getting past D-Dot through that little mistake into the chicane. D-Dot squealing his tyres through every turn now, trying to catch back up. 1.2 seconds down. Old Crawler having a quick look at Millerman here for third position. smoke these drivers as they come through these turns, just allowing the wheels to spin up. There is Old Crawler on the hunt for third position, 0.7, 0.8 of a second back. He's had a good run on Millerman into that chicane on the last lap. He needs to try and get himself a little bit closer on the run through those last couple of turns into that. Yeah, as I said, Phil, most of the... oh, sorry, that's a bit loud, isn't it? Most of the leagues, I think, are going to have one more season in the new year. That takes us... if they're sort of 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 weeks long, that takes us pretty much to March when GT7 comes out. There'll be a bit of a break in between those leagues anyway, at which point that gives everyone a chance to hopefully get GT7 and figure out how it works for starters. That would be the first point. I would assume it's still got spectator mode on. It'll still allow commentary and stuff like that, but it looks to have an awful lot more than this one, so we'll see. So just about 1 minute remaining. That's pretty much what's going to be on the clock by the time Rob Scott crosses the line. Jonski still holding second. We missed Old Crawler taking that third, but Millerman is coming back at him into this final turn. Sorry, Old Crawler, missed that move. I can imagine it was probably move of the season as well. Good run on the final turn though for Old Crawler. Keeps himself in that third position. Can he hold it into turn one? Millerman's going to get a toe on him down towards turn one. Is he going to sling one up the inside? Again, it's soft tyre versus hard tyre here. Old Crawler will win out on that one. And still, so this will become last lap. If Old Crawler can hold on to this for one more lap, he's going to take, I think, probably his highest finish yet. Rob Scott, in the meantime, made himself a sandwich. Poured a cup of tea. 14.7 seconds out front at the minute. I think every lap has got quicker and quicker. Not quite. He's just put quickest in though, 2:17.5. But Jonski now under threat from Old Crawler. He's close enough. He's within slipstream range. Get a bit of a toe down towards the hairpin. He'll get a bit of a toe on the way out if he can hang on to Pajonski here. Again, he'll be able to get the power down. He'll be able to turn tighter than these boys. Closes up, just 0.4 of a second in it. It is flicked over to final lap now. I don't want to miss Rob Scott crossing the line, but I might have to watch this. Old Crawler then, still closing up on Pajonski. Millerman almost a second back. Again, soft tyres on for Old Crawler. He's right on the tail end of Pajonski as they come through this turn. Needs to carry the speed, get the toe down the hill and back up to the chicane. Pajonski chucks himself over to the right hand side of the circuit, drops the toe for Old Crawler. I don't think it's going to work. It's going to be Pajonski in second then, unless he muffs this one up. And he doesn't. So we will just catch Rob Scott taking the win in race one. 16 seconds convincingly, again on the soft tyre. Managed to get through past Millerman. Pajonski then is going to come home for second. And he does. Old Crawler takes third. Millerman fourth. D-Dot takes fifth. Dominator sixth. What happened to Cutler? Justin Gant in seventh. There is Cutler following him through. Cutler eighth. That does give him pole position for race two. So strategies coming into play now then. Might have played it all differently, Cutler, if he'd have, depending on what tyre. I can imagine he's probably going to go for a soft tyre. Wrong tyre settings. Everyone okay to rerun? What? Too late for that. think it would have been much different, to be perfectly honest with you, Cutler. Going for a rerun. Okay, we are going for a rerun. Oh, old crawler. He'll be most upset. I'm upset for him. Gonna put a complaint in with the management. Admin error. None of those non-refundable jobbies. It's not my choice to decide whether to have reruns or not. I was going to suggest not, but you know, it's down to the drivers really. It's only 15 minutes. Damn it. So, just quickly. Quickly fling that in there. Just wait for everyone to get back in this room and then we'll kick this race off again. Don't need to apologise to me, Cutler, you need to apologise to old crawler. So, are we going to see the same tyre strategies? Are people going to play it differently for race 2? Justin has. He's gone for the medium tyre, or say race 2, for the second run of race 1. D-Dot's stuck with a hard tyre. Pajonski's stuck with a hard tyre. Ah, there you go. He's apologising to Frank. I believe his old crawler. Still on the soft tyres as well. Unfortunately now with the tyres, tyre wear and fuel depletion on, softs are going to burn out pretty damn quickly versus the hard tyres anyway, so maybe it's not going to be quite so good a rerun for old crawler here. I'm giving him third. It's an honorary third from the dark smoker. Doesn't win any prizes or anything, old crawler. I'll send you a sticker or two if you as compensation if you send me an address, darksmoker@goomail.com. Chuck those over to you free of charge. How about that? Compensation. You've been cheated of a third. So I think it is only Justin has changed tyres. Or maybe he's coming in to change those back. Okay. D-Dot's decided to drive himself off track on the hard tyres. Has Rob Scott stayed on the softs? No, he's gone for the hard tyres. So might also not get the win he had in race, or the first run of race 1, even though we went the full 15 minutes. What's DDR Justin going to come out on? Is he also going to come out on a set of hard tyres? Is it going to be a whole pack of drivers on hards? I think he has. He has as well. Is that the whole pack? Live over at D.90, a spinning mini. So hards for everybody, I think. Oh no, softs, yeah, so it's just old crawler. Graham Reeds, you lucky man, you lucky man. Oh my god, you lucky man. If you're racing, get in. Although you'll start from the back of the pack, you're in for race 1. Clerical error by the admin team. Do we give him a chop, Graham Reeds? Come on. Is there a hurry up? Is there? I think I'd know, wouldn't you? No, there isn't. Is he in? Yes, he is. He is racing. There you go. Straight in. Cutler started the final. Why do we only have... Oh, we have got 9 drivers on track. Okay. Graham Reed's going to mix things up now. Coming in late to the party. He's not missed anything, though, apart from qualifying, really. Ooh. Ah. Yeah. Pajonsky's not on pole this time, but now he might be able to hold the line into turn 1. So it could all be totally different here. Again, Cutler got it all wrong in race 1, so it gives him a second chance. The lights are on. They're away then for version 2 of race 1. Millerman holding the lead. D-Dot up the inside of the both of them. Millerman across the nose of Pajonsky, no contact. Holds the lead into the Mercedes arena. Oh, Pajonsky taking a tighter line. Can he get it up the inside on the way out? He has. Through he goes then into first. Championship leader through into first place of the race. That will be upsetting for third place and fourth currently. Millerman second then. Cutler in third. He's Pajonsky's closest rival in the championship, followed by current fourth position man Rob Scott, sitting third in the championship. D-Dot sliding that mini through in fifth. Old Crawler holding sixth. Again, looking for a way through these boys early on that soft tyre. Dominator seventh. Graham Reed's in eighth. He's managed to get himself past Justin already in ninth. Again, everybody on the hard tyre. Oh, we didn't see what Graham Reeds had put on actually. Let's just see what tyres he slipped himself on. He's got himself a set of hards as well. Mediums, oh, it was mediums for Justin in the end. And then softs for Old Crawler. Still holding sixth. Podjonsky under pressure from Millerman. Let's get ourselves on board with a bit of Podjonsky at the chasing pack. So Podjonsky and Millerman have made a little bit of a gap. Cutler's got himself through into 3rd position. Rob Scott's in 4th, D-Dot 5th. Rob Scott and Cutler side by side into the chicane. Old Crawler also looking around the outside of D-Dot for that 5th position. They all close back up. Through that final turn to finish off lap 1. Podjonsky just gets himself over to the inside line of the track, drops the toe for Millerman, and then comes back over to a slightly defensive position. We're going to see Millerman chuck one up the inside here. No, backs off early. Big unsettling. Oh, Rob Scott sideways through there, almost takes out Cutler, almost takes out D-Dot. So it is Podjonsky, but only just holding the lead from Millerman. There's a 1.5 second gap back to Cutler in 3rd, who was almost just wiped off the face of the earth by Rob Scott in 4th. He did go through turn 1 a little bit sideways. Old Crawler's managed to get himself through into 5th past D-Dot. Oh, sorry, it's Dominator through to 6th as well. D-Dot losing a couple of positions again. Under pressure from... Oh, sorry, that's Justin and Graham Reed side by side. Still swapping positions, but Graham Reed holds onto it for the time being. Justin putting him under some pressure though down towards this hairpin. D-Dot all the way down to 7th. He won't be happy with that. Millerman through into 1st. So a mistake from Podjonsky. It's cost him a penalty and 1st place. Now 1.3 seconds back from Millerman, puts himself under pressure from his closest rival Cutler as well. Cutler's managed to make a little bit of a gap between himself and Rob Scott. Rob Scott under pressure from Old Crawler and Dominator. Again, Old Crawler on that soft tyre. Might be able to make short work of these boys. Doesn't quite get the drive out of that turn that Rob Scott does. They are just... Oh, I don't think Rob's... Well, he might just be getting a toe off of Cutler. Hanging in there then, Old Crawler. Dominator closes up on the back of him. Oh, a little bit drifty out of there. Hangs onto the back of Rob Scott though into this final turn. There is Millerman through turn... the final turn. Rob Scott again under pressure from Old Crawler. A little bit of a gap developed between himself and Dominator. D-Dot getting himself back in this fight as well. Old Crawler looking for the toe down into turn 1. Is he going to sling one up the inside here? Use the soft tyre to outbrake his rival. Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone up the outside. He's carried the speed through then, Rob Scott. Podjonsky's losing his penalties, lost another position. Cutler's gone through into 2nd then. Oh, it's all going off here. It's all going off here. Old Crawler does chuck himself up the inside of Rob Scott. Rob Scott comes back at him though on the way out of Mercedes Arena. Dominator and D-Dot are battling it out for 6th and 7th behind. Rob Scott just holds on to 4th. Old Crawler has to slot himself in behind again. Whatever happened to Podjonsky has cost him. He was leading this race. Rob Scott still under pressure from Old Crawler. D-Dot's got himself back past Dominator, probably into turn 1. He's now right on the back end of Old Crawler, who is right on the back end of Rob Scott. Dominator's not out of this fight yet either. Graham Reed's 1.8 seconds back. Justin only 2.1 seconds back. Medium tyres this time around for Justin. What are you doing now, Millerman? How far up the road are you? 2.4 seconds over Cutler in 2nd. Podjonsky closing that gap back up on him. A little bit wide through there. Rob Scott almost being pushed around this circuit here by Old Crawler as they come back up towards this chicane. Goes to the inside line, does Rob Scott. Old Crawler not going to be able to outbrake him into this one. Holds 5th, D-Dot 6th, closing up on Old Crawler into this final turn. Right on his tail as he comes through. Rob Scott tries to drop the toe. D-Dot chucks himself behind Rob Scott. Is that going to be enough to get himself past Old Crawler? They all slot themselves back into position then. Are we going to see D-Dot sling himself up the inside here? Oh, he's had to take evasive action. Almost chucked himself off track then, D-Dot. He's lost that position again to Dominator. Little mistakes, a little bit too close to Old Crawler then. He's got to do it all again then, D-Dot. So Graham Reed still 1.9 seconds down, 2.3 seconds down. Sorry, lost a bit more time through Mercedes Arena. And Justin still just 3 seconds down, halfway through race 1. Millerman, quite comfortable lead, 2.6 seconds over these two. Cutler and Pajonski, bumper to bumper near as damn it. Just stretching out a little bit through there. Pajonski still under threat from Old Crawler, who's still under threat from Dominator, who is still under threat from D-Dot still. Still plenty of life left in those soft tyres of Old Crawlers as well. Rob Scott having to go defensive again. Old Crawler side by side. Not going to make that work through there. Again looking up the outside through this next turn. Can he get a run? He's up the inside here. He's up the inside here as Old Crawler. The inside, he's gone past. Is he going to go defensive? A little bit, keeps his car right in the middle of the circuit. Is Rob Scott? No, Rob Scott backs out into the chicane. Dominator follows them through. D-Dot follows them through as well. Nobody getting themselves tangled up through there. Rob Scott having a look back into this final turn. Just backs out, tiny little bit of contact. So can Old Crawler now close the gap up on Cutler? 1.2 seconds in front. He will start pulling a little bit of time from these boys as they hit the turns. It's just if they decide to sling one up the inside using this toe, which they don't do. There you go, Old Crawler pulling a little bit of time over Rob Scott just through turn 1 there. Those soft tyres still working. Can he get an even higher position here? Just under 5 minutes remaining. Millerman 4 seconds up the road in first. Cutler 2nd position. He's now under pressure from Old Crawler, just 3/4 of a second back. What has happened to Pajonski? Pajonskas, what happened? Why didn't I see you spinning around backwards? Down in 8th position for Pajonski. He will not be happy with that. He's got Graham Reed to try and get past. Oh, Old Crawler piling that pressure on Cutler here. Just 4 minutes remaining. It could be a 2nd place on the cards for Old Crawler. There's the gap between himself and those drivers behind, and there is Dominator just getting himself past Rob Scott. Losing another position there. Under pressure from D-Dot as well here is Rob Scott. Can't quite see it from this angle. There you go. Purple sectors. Old Crawler, while we've been looking at the fight behind, has just decided, no, I'm having that Cutler, thank you. 2nd position. And again, Cutler on the hard tyre versus Old Crawler on the softs. So don't think he'll be able to close that 4-second gap up on Millerman in front. Might be able to pile some pressure on him by the end. As long as Cutler doesn't put him under any pressure. He's managed to pick himself up a penalty. He's gone a bit tight through the chicane. The gap between Old Crawler and Cutler now 2.1 seconds and growing. He's now got a gaggle of minis behind him to worry about. D-Dot with a penalty, Rob Scott with a penalty, Dominator not with a penalty. His car's ghosting out. Cutler then just holding 3rd position. Dominator in 4th. He'll be happy with that if he can hold on to this position as well, especially on the hard tyre. Rob Scott in 5th. D-Dot 6th. Graham Reed's 7th. Pajonski in 8th. Still trying to get past Graham here. Justin in 9th position. 13 seconds down for Justin. Millerman still 4-second lead out front though. Old Crawler. He'll be happy with the rerun. You're not getting your free stickers now. Not if you take 2nd. 3.1 seconds over Cutler. Still trying to lose his penalty here. Cutler under pressure from Dominator. Under pressure from Rob Scott. Under pressure from D-Dot. Top 6. 4 seconds ahead of Graham Reed's. Still got Pajonski for company. So just 1.5 minutes remaining. They will see another lap after this. Justin losing a bit more time, unfortunately. Oh, he's picked up damage. He's got damage. That's the end of that then for Justin. Millerman. Oh, he has lost a bit of time. 3 seconds the gap's come down to. Old Crawler. Again, to be expected, but he's not going to be able to close that gap down. Not without a mistake from Millerman. Now 5 seconds over Cutler. Rob Scott back up into 4th. D-Dot 5th. Dominator's made a mistake. Then he's down to 6th. All positions changing here then. 3.5 seconds the gap between Millerman and Old Crawler coming into this final lap. Again, plenty of life left in those softs for Old Crawler. As long as he avoids those random cones been thrown in the track. Can Cutler hold on to 3rd here? Ooh, Rob Scott tried a little move up the inside. Again, Cutler and Rob Scott are pretty close together in the championship. D-Dot as well, not too far behind. All piling the pressure on each other here. Dominator just looking for a way through. Graham Reed 7th then, 3.7 seconds back. Pajonski another 2nd back. Got DDR Justin Gant, who has taken 9th position, all with that damage. Millerman gap down to 2.6 seconds as he comes into the hairpin. There is Old Crawler. Brings the gap down a little bit more. I'm sure Millerman. Is he going to be confident? I'm sure he's having a little bit of a sweat on now. He's seeing that gap coming down pretty quickly. 2.2 seconds. A couple of corners that will benefit Old Crawler here. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide. He's pushing it hard to try and close that gap up. Just dropped below 2 seconds, but he's managed to pick him. Look, he's put purple sectors in. Look, but he has just picked himself up a penalty there. He's already got fastest lap of the race so far, 2:21.2 for Millerman. For Old Crawler. Millerman through the chicane. Old Crawler just drops his penalty through there. Cutler. Oh, is he going to take this 3rd position? Rob Scott looking for a way through. They're going to be almost 3 wide side by side as they come into this final turn. Rob Scott looks like he's got himself through here. But Millerman takes the win in race 1, version 2. Old Crawler goes up a position. He takes second. Rob Scott is going to come home for third. And he does. Cutler takes fourth. Dominator fifth. D.Dot sixth. They must have loved those last few laps, all battling it out together. Graham Reeds takes seventh. Bajonski eighth. And Justin Gant takes eighth. So that was the rerun of race 1. Because clerical error. Even more well done for Old Crawler then. Third place in the first race that we ran tonight, and then in the rerun he took second. So we'll see what tyre strategy people try and use for race 2 here. We're going to be late tonight, I think. Dominator, yes, Big Frank. So yes, top 3 now carry over extra weight into race 2. So Millerman, Old Crawler and Rob Scott have to add a little bit of extra weight to their car. So from the standard 1050, there you go, just popped up on screen. Third place from race 1 has to increase their car weight to 1085. Second place to 1097 and first place to 1109 kilos. And they start from the back of the pack as well. Again, we'll see what different tyre strategies people play out for race 2. Probably going to see what we're going to see. Where did people come? Let's have a quick look at that. So Millerman came first. What's he going to put on? Is he going to put the mediums on? Possibly. I don't think he'll try and blow out a set of softs. Well, he might. Oh, Crawler has obviously just used the soft, so he's only got the mediums and hards to play with. Mediums and softs left for Rob Scott. Same for Cutler, same for Dominator, same for D-Dot, same for Graham Reeds, same for Bajonski, and Justin has got the soft and hard option now to play with. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what people do in race 2. Let's see what people have decided to chuck on their cars then for this race. Millerman, mediums. Yeah, I didn't think he'd blow out a set of softs trying to fight his way through the pack. Rob Scott as well has gone for the mediums. Bajonski has gone for the softs. He's starting near the back of the pack, so he's going to look to try and get past the first couple of drivers and utilise those softs in race 2. Old Crawler's gone for the hards in race 2. Cutler has gone for the softs. Dominator has gone for the mediums. Justin has gone for the hard tyre. And D-Dot's also gone for the mediums. So there were just one set of softs. Cutler on the softs. And Bajonski on the softs. Okay. Let's see what happens here then. You people hear my PlayStation taking off in the background? Maybe we'll have to clean it out. Here we go then. DDR Justin on pole position for race 2. Podjonsky second, Graham Reed's third, D-Dot fourth, Dominator fifth, Cutler sixth, Rob Scott seventh, Old Crawler eighth, and Millerman right at the back in ninth. The lights are down then. No Old Crawler, no Old Crawler. Old Crawler, unfortunately, had it in reverse off the line. Justin then under pressure into turn one. A little bit of contact between Graham Reeds and Podjonsky. Justin under pressure here from a few drivers. Trying not to get himself tangled up. So Podjonsky through into first place on those softs. Cutler second also on the softs. Graham Reeds trying to drive around the outside of him on the medium tyres. It's not worked. He's put himself under pressure from D-Dots. He's just got himself past Justin as well. Rob Scott now looking for a way past. All wiggling around. Rob Scott then chucks one up the inside. Oh, has to back out. Justin almost took his front end off. Rob Scott then six. Got Millerman for company and Dominator as well. Old Crawler trying to close back up after whacking it in reverse off the grid. So you're going to see Podjonsky and Cutler disappear. Both of these drivers on the soft tyre. Cutler needs to try and gain points over Podjonsky. He's good at saving tyres. Podjonsky is pretty good as well, so we'll see how they get on. Cutler looking for the toe as well. Graham Reeds 1.8 seconds back, under pressure from D-Dot, side by side through there. Plenty of space given. Graham Reeds just holds on to it though. D-Dot has to resign for fourth, but he's carried a fair bit of speed out of there. Has he got the move up the inside of Graham Reeds here? He's carried some good speed through. I think he's already passed Graham. He's trying again up the inside. Didn't quite work out. D-Dot then through into third. Graham Reeds fourth. Graham on the medium tyre as well. What did D-Dot put on? He also had the medium tyres. So Graham Reeds in fourth. Dominator in fifth. Rob Scott sixth. Millerman piling the pressure on him for that sixth position. Currently holding seventh. Old Crawler eighth. He's managed to get himself past Justin. Justin back in ninth position. Cutler then slots one up the inside of Podjonsky into turn one, but is he going to outbrake himself? Oh, a little bit of contact between Podjonsky and Cutler. Podjonsky retakes race lead. Cutler did look like he was carrying an awful lot of speed into turn one. D-Dot then on those medium tyres. Like I say, going to be very difficult for him to close the gap up on these drivers in front. He's got to keep himself out of danger from Graham Reeds, Dominator and Rob Scott, and Millerman as well, bolted on the back end. Old Crawler still only 1.5 seconds back, the only driver on the hard tyre for race 2. He's just keeping himself ahead of Justin. Justin on the hard tyre for race 2 as well. Podjonsky and Cutler still neck and neck then. Gap developed between D-Dot and Graham Reeds, 1.2 seconds there. Dominator now within tow range of Graham. Rob Scott just been dropped a little bit, 1.1 seconds back. He's under a little bit of pressure from Millerman for that sixth place. Podjonsky with a penalty. Cutler no penalty. Hugging that inside line then is Podjonsky, not making it easy for Cutler. Drops his penalty a little bit through there, side by side through the chicane. A tiny little bit of contact. Podjonsky loses his penalty. Cutler's carrying more speed through. He's going to hold the line into turn one as well. Podjonsky finally drops his penalty around that final turn. Keeps himself in touch with Cutler. Cutler with a fastest lap then at 2:20.6. Dominator closing up on Graham Reed's there then. So he was within slipstream range down that straight. Kept the gap between himself and Graham Reed. Graham going a little bit wide through turn 1. Brings Dominator right under his rear wing. Nowhere to go for him through there. Having to go slightly defensive here, Graham Reed's. Dominator all over the back end of him. Cutler and Podjonski at it for first place. Cutler just holds on to it. D-Dot looking to close that gap up on these two. Graham Reed's then. Oh, he's put a wheel on the grass. Oh, he's put a wheel off the grass. He's spun himself across track. Smashed it into the wall. He's picked up a little bit of front end damage. It's going to mean he's slow along these fast straights. He's taking his time to get up to speed as well. So Old Crawler goes through for the time being for 7th. Graham Reeves with that tiny little mistake, 8th position, Justin in 9th, 3.7 seconds back. Will we see Graham pit with that? I doubt it. Might just try and run the rest of the race with it. Podjonski, in the meantime, has retaken race lead from Cutler. Again, these two closest rivals in the championship alongside Rob Scott. Unfortunately, is currently in 5th position. Podjonski then just holding the lead so far. Cutler all over the back of him again up towards the chicane, side by side through here. Oh, Podjonski goes a little bit wide on the exit. Cutler already in front before they hit this final turn then, so he now takes race lead. Podjonski 0.8 of a second down. Tyre wear just starting to show on these softs for the front runners. Has kept D-Dot in touch though. He's on the medium tyres and he's only 1.2 seconds back from these boys. We've got Rob Scott in the background. He's going for the move on Millerman. Fifth then for Rob Scott, 6th for Millerman. Dominator, oh, that was the wrong driver. Dominator in 4th, just a couple of seconds either side. 2.6 in front to D-Dot, 1.8 back to Rob Scott. Back under pressure from Millerman. Both drivers on the medium tyre for race 2 as well. That was a good drive there by Millerman. Can he get the move done on Rob Scott? Don't think he's quite close enough. Crawler then still holding that 7th position. Graham Reed, yeah, he's not pit. He's going to hold on to that damage at the end of the race by the looks of it. It's going to make his car feel a little bit wobbly. Not quite carry the speed he wants on the long straight. He's bringing that gap down between himself and Old Crawler though. 0.7 of a second, almost 0.8. Medium tyre versus Old Crawler's hards. And Justin still just 4.3 seconds down. Hard tyre as well for Justin. Cutler then back into the race lead. These boys swapping the position every lap so far, pretty much. D-Dot still only 1.6 seconds back on the medium tyre, so that gives him the soft tyre to play with in the final stint. And it gives these two the medium tyres to play with in the final stint, so it might work in D-Dot's favour. A nice tight line through there for Podjonski. He's got his nose up the inside of Cutler again through this final through that chicane into the final turn. Cutler looks to outbrake him side by side on the way through there as well. Podjonski though does just hold himself in that position, keeps himself up front, tries to drop the toe for Cutler. Down towards this final turn then. Cutler looking for a way through. There's only grass there. He's gone for the outside line. Side by side with Podjonski through turn 1. Who's going to carry the speed on the way out? Looks like Podjonski. does just keep himself in front, just keeps himself in front of Cutler. 5 minutes remaining of race 2. Great battle here between these two. D-Dot then with this battle, he's only a second back as well. Slight mistake from the boys. You don't want to let D-Dot through. He'll be able to give you enough grief on those mediums to hold you up. Still only a second back for D-Dot. Again, still nothing in it between Cutler and Podjonski. Just out of that slipstream range is D-Dot. Again, these two having a little bit of a fight. It is just working in D-Dot's favour. Loses a tenth through the hairpin. So Cutler now looking to hang on to the back of Podjonski. The gap just at 0.4 of a second. 4 minutes remaining. Still almost within touching distance, Cutler. Needs to get a good run out of here to have an attack into this chicane again. Is he close enough? Again, Podjonski just trying to drop the toe for Cutler. Doesn't want to give him any advantage. Doesn't need to take the defensive line into the chicane this time. Cutler's a little bit further back. Does close up under braking though. Oh, it might be compromised on the way out. It's a little bit squirrely. And he has lost a bit of time to Podjonski. Podjonski gets that gap up to 0.8 of a second. Tyre wear starting to cause Cutler some problems. He's still got D-Dot just a second back from him. Gap starting to open up. Podjonski then almost a second. Tidy through there this time for Cutler. Has he been able to close that gap up though? Not quite. So just under 3 minutes remaining. Podjonski still leading this one. Himself and Cutler have swapped positions pretty much every lap. Both drivers on the soft tyre. D-Dot in third on those mediums, and he's had a good drive so far. Lost a bit of time to those two front runners for now. Got this lap and one more to do. Dominator holding fourth position, 3.2 seconds down. Mediums tyres on board for him. Rob Scott in fifth, medium tyres as well. He's still got Millerman just a second back from him in sixth. Graham Reed's 9.3 seconds down. Old Crawler a second back from Graham. So it did take Graham Reed's a couple of laps to get past Old Crawler then, after Graham's misfortune into the wall. You see there he's still carrying damage in that 7th position, but he has managed to get himself back past Old Crawler. So Old Crawler in 8th, Justin now 9.5 seconds down in 9th. Podjonski, what has happened to Cutler? He's spun himself around or something. Podjonski now 2.2 second lead over Cutler, and Cutler's under all sorts of pressure from D-Dot. And this is not the place where you want to be under pressure either, although he's on the soft tyre versus D-Dot's mediums. You can see D-Dot still getting that toe from Cutler. Closes up under braking. Again, the tyre wear on Cutler's Mini starting to show. The soft tyres struggling to grip. D-Dot's mediums got a little bit of life left in them. Whether it's enough to get past Cutler here for this second, I don't know. He is keeping himself just in touch. 0.2 of a second. Is he going to sling one up the inside here in turn 1? It's close enough. Backs out. Oh, he's almost had to go evasive again to try and avoid the back end of Cutler. Sticks the hammer down, spins the wheels. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get himself past Cutler. He's got a couple more opportunities, but they're running out with every turn now. So everyone onto this final lap. Pajonski still 1.3 second lead. His tyre wear starting to cause him one or two troubles as well. Cutler closed that gap up a little bit, 0.7 of a second, 0.8. D-Dot still within touching distance, just 0.6 of a second back. Dominator 2 3/4 seconds back in fourth. Got a little bit of a penalty to lose as well. Rob Scott having his own race. Oof, a little bit wide through there. 3.5 seconds in front of Dominator. 3 seconds back to Millerman now. Kept himself out of trouble. Graham Reed's extended his gap over Old Crawler as well. Sitting in 7th at the minute for Graham. 2.5 seconds ahead of Old Crawler. But Old Crawler on those hard tyres. Justin also out on the hard tyres for this stint. 10 seconds down at the minute. But we are into final lap territory now then. So Pajonski 1.8 seconds over Cutler. Oh, D-Dot. He's up the inside of Cutler. Tiny bit of contact. Love tap more than anything. Who's going to win this fight? It is going to be D-Dot in front, but can Cutler carry the speed into the chicane? D-Dot goes defensive. Cutler backs. No, he doesn't. Oh, he's had to compromise himself through there. He's putting himself under pressure from Dominator here as well. But let's just get back with front runner Pajonski as he comes around that final turn. He's going to take race 2 win here. There he goes. Takes first. D-Dot takes second. Cutler third in the end. Dominator fourth. Loses his penalty through that final turn as well. Rob Scott takes fifth. Millerman takes sixth. Graham Reed's squealing around that last turn for 7th. An Old Crawler. Who knows what he could have done if he hadn't have slammed it in reverse off the line. 8th place. Justin coming home for 9th. Little flash of the lights just as he comes up to them as well. And there it is. Race 2 done and dusted. More points on the board for Pajonski. Gets himself further ahead of Cutler. Fastest laps and the victory. So, race 3 to go. We are about 15-20 minutes later than scheduled due to race 1 mishaps. Basically, we raced the whole of race 1 with no tyre wear or fuel depletion, so we've rerun that one. So that was race 2. We've got a couple of minutes break and then we jump into race 3. Again, same format. Now then, what tyres have people got left? Mediums for, let's think, Cutler. Mediums for Pajonski. Softs for D-Dot. Old Crawler has got the mediums to play with. Graham Reed's, what did you have on? Did you have mediums and hards? I think you've got softs left to play with. Millerman, I think you've got softs left as well. D-Dot's got the softs. Yeah, Dominator has got the softs. Is that everyone? Justin, I think he's got the softs to play with as well. So race 3, no reverse grid for race 3. The top 3 still have to carry over the extra weight, but it is grid positions as of race 2 finishing positions, which puts Pajonski out front, Cutler second, D-Dot third. Again, D-Dot is on the soft tyre versus Cutler and Pajonski's mediums. So it might work in his favour if he can get himself past early on. He'll certainly be able to keep the pressure piling on those boys. Just wait for a few of these drivers to reset their weights, change their tyres. Johnson's got to go toilet again. So final race next week. I thought it was 12 rounds. It's not. It's 10, and that's because we delayed a couple of weeks. So I thought we were in line with the GR3 league, but we're not. So yeah, I thought it was 12 rounds, but it's not. It's 10 rounds. So the final round next week from Alsace Village. Again, that's a decent little circuit as well. Some nice off-camber turns in that one. Some nice cambered turns as well. Tricky little tight sections. A couple of hairpins. Old Crawler getting the shouts in the chat from D-Dot. Probably getting the shouts in the chat on his own channel as well. Go and check that out. You should go and see D.90 over on Facebook. He streams his race live. The hashtag S/T. Yeah, get yourself over to Facebook. Go find D.90. Go say hello. Tell him Dark Smoker sent you. And you'll hashtag STU. You'll know what I mean. Yes, final rounds next week. Can anyone pile the pressure? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the points are like after this. I'm not working them out. I'm not doing spreadsheets. I do enough of that at work. Do it, says Pajonski. Right, sounds like we're about ready for... Oh, there you go, race 3. So yes, it is going to be Pajonski up front carrying the most weight. It's going to be Cutler in second on the second most weight, and it's going to be D-Dot in third carrying the third most weight, and then everyone else behind as standard 1,050 kilos. Here we go then, final race tonight. Why is Pajonski in? Why is Cutler in third? That's not right. Cutler should be in second, shouldn't he? Sure he should. Anyway, forget all that. Pajonski's out front. Just holds it into the Mercedes arena. Still battling for positions behind him. D-Dot second, then Cutler third. Dominator fourth. Runs himself wide through there. Puts himself under pressure. Rob Scott slings himself in between. Dominator takes the position off him. Almost takes out Cutler in the meantime. Graham Reeds and Dominator side by side. Almost nudging Graham Reeds off. I think Old Crawler getting tangled up in that a little bit as well. Running a bit slow is Graham Reeds. No damage on board, but Dominator comes through. Old Crawler might come through as well here. No. We might. Up the inside for Old Crawler. Nothing, Graham Reeds, but he's run himself wide. Oh, flipping heck, Old Crawler. Bit of door banging between these two on the run down to the hairpin. Graham Reeds gets himself back through. Justin having a look up the inside as well into this hairpin. Through he goes, Justin. Good bit of driving. Soft tyre. D-Dot's off track again. D-Dot, what is happening? Soft tyres on board as well. Oh, D-Dot scrubbing his tyres off. He's got a lot of work to do. We are quite early on in this race, but a minute and a half in already. He was trying to hold on to Pajonski and, well, it was Cutler, but Cutler's all the way down in fourth. It's all kicking off here. Rob Scott and Millerman battling it out for second and third. Cutler looking for a way back through these two. He's currently sitting in fourth. Dominator as well, looking for a way through. Carrying as much speed as possible up towards this chicane. Who's going to win out here? Cutler desperate to get through. He's under pressure to try and close that gap up on Podjonski, who's currently out front. A 1.6 second lead as well on the mediums. Rob Scott on the soft tyre, holding second position. Whoa, a little bit of contact there between himself and Cutler. Cutler trying to carry as much speed through there as possible. He's on the medium tyre. Again, Podjonski's closest championship rival, so he'll be looking to hang on or try and get as many points as possible to keep himself in the championship race, as will Rob Scott. But here goes Millerman up the inside of Cutler. Millerman on the soft, Cutler on the medium tyres. Who's going to win out in this battle? Looks like it's going to be Millerman. It is up into third then for Millerman, fourth for Cutler. Graham Reed's on the back end of Cutler here as well. Graham Reed's on the soft tyre, Dominator on the soft tyre. Old Crawler seventh on the mediums, 1.6, 1.7 seconds down. D-Dot, he's on the softs, but ran himself or got ran off track. I'm not quite sure what at the hairpin. Justin, oh, what happened to Justin? Did you pick up some damage? Possibly been in and had that repaired. Looking at that lap time, 3:15, yeah, something's happened. Podjonski then under pressure from Rob Scott, so on the medium tyre for race leader. Soft tyre for second place. That's not what I wanted, that's what I wanted. A bit of roof cam on the hunt for Podjonski. Just keep an eye on that fight behind. So Millerman into third position quite comfortably. Cutler fourth, Graham Reed's fifth. Dominator sixth. Those three having a damn good battle behind. Penalty on board there for Rob Scott. He's got to try and drop that. Stay out of trouble from Millerman behind, who is closing that gap up using the toe down the hill. Rob Scott goes over to the defensive part of the track. Millerman not able to carry the speed around the outside, but gets himself right under the rear bumper of Rob Scott here. A little bit slow through there, brings Cutler, Graham Reeds and Dominator back into the fight. Almost left the door open there for Millerman to slot one through. Again, goes over to the defensive side of the track. He's going to make LWR Millerman work for it if he wants it. That's the wrong... Stop it. Why won't you let me turn the camera on? There you go. Both drivers getting a good drive out of turn one, but it is going to be Rob Scott who holds it into the Mercedes arena. Graham Reeds, in the meantime, gets himself past Cutler into fourth position. Cutler's going to have a go back on the way out of the Mercedes arena. Graham Reeds loses a little bit of speed through there. Cutler's going to come back at him. In the meantime, Millerman has chucked himself past Rob Scott. Paying attention to this fight behind and missed the change for position. Cutler's lost another position. He's gone out to sixth. Dominator's managed to get through as well. Again, both of those drivers not quite carrying as much weight as Cutler. Dominator now gets himself through into fourth position. Cutler fifth, Graham Reed sixth. So positions chopping and changing all over the place for that mid-pack battle. Again, Cutler just having a little bit of contact with Dominator through there. It's a three-way punch-up behind. On board with Cutler then, looking back at a chasing Dominator and a chasing Graham Reeds. Again, Cutler slightly heavier than these two. Dominator just giving him a little nudge down the track, but he's run himself a tiny bit wide. Dominator goes through. Where's Graham Reeds? He's not managed to take advantage, but he might be able to sling one up the inside here. And he does. Dominator and Graham Reeds getting through. Can Cutler get the position back into the chicane? Again, heavier car than the two drivers in front. Medium tyre on board for Cutler. Oh, he's struggling to slow that car down. Just clatters into the back of Graham Reed's. Don't think either driver picked up damage. No, they don't, but Graham Reed's having a look up the inside of Dominator. Dominator's left the door wide open. Side by side with Graham Reed's. Down this start-finish straight. Graham Reed's is going to hold the line into turn 1. I'll get myself up the front of the pack because it is kicking off there as well. Millerman and Rob Scott battling it out. Right on the tail of Bajonski here, actually. Cutler again, just running wide. That extra weight catching him out. Graham Reed's past Dominator here then. Dominator almost running wide through there. Let's get ourselves up front. Let's see what's kicking off there. So Bajonski is still up front, but only just. Gets a tiny little nudge from Millerman. Bajonski on the mediums, Millerman on the softs, Rob Scott on those soft tyres as well, but it's Millerman putting the pressure up front at the minute. Can Bajonski hold on to this? Almost over that we are over that halfway mark of race 3. Just keeping his car right in the middle of the circuit. You want to get past, you're going to have to do it difficultly, is what Bajonski's saying. But he has got Millerman. Oh, nice drive up the inside there. It's not worked out for him. He's not been able to carry the speed, so he has to drop himself back behind Bajonski. Now, these boys are in a good position to have an attack on the way up to that chicane again. Millerman driving around the outside of Bajonski there. What a move. Rob Scott unable to take advantage. Great drive there from Millerman. Soft tyre working to his advantage. Bajonski on those mediums though. Not out of the woods yet for Millerman. Closing up again is Bajonski. Switches back to the outside. Millerman comes across the track to take the racing line. Rob Scott slings one up the inside of Bajonski as well here. Soft tyres on the 2 drivers in front versus Bajonski's mediums. Under pressure here from Graham Reed's as well. Graham also on the softs. Chucks himself now over to the defensive line to try and drop the toe for Graham. He's got Dominator tucked under his rear wing as well as Graham. So we've got to be careful here. Bajonski could lose a couple of positions if he's not careful. Uses his car to take up all that track through there. Nowhere for Graham Reed's to go. All these drivers on this soft tyre are going to be putting the pressure on Bajonski now. Again, he's having to go mega defensive from Graham Reed's. Still pretty tightly packed, unfortunately, except Mr. Justin Gant. We lost the driver. We lost D-Dot. Yeah, we've lost D-Dot. Let's let it get to him again. So, race leader Millerman. A second, he's got himself over the second place man Rob Scott. Both of these drivers on the soft tyre. Bajonski still holding up these drivers behind. He's on the medium tyre. The 2 drivers behind him on the softs. So you've got Graham Reed's on the softs. Dominator on the softs. They've just not managed to squeeze their way past Bajonski. How they've not managed it into the chicane, I don't know. Dominator runs himself a little bit wide. Bajonski's had to go defensive again into this next turn. Right, let's get ourselves on with Dominator. These 2 on the hunt for Bajonski in front. Look at Graham Reed's, look, swerving all over the road just to keep himself tucked behind Bajonski's Mini. Can he carry the speed into the chicane? He's keeping Bajonski over to the inside line. It's compromised him. Almost a push off track there, I would say. There's a little bit of contact going on. Maybe a little bit of tiny bit of karma, maybe. No offence, Graham, but that did look a bit naughty. Oh, he's slowed down through turn 1. That's allowed Dominator through as well. Got to get himself back in the slipstream. Yeah, quite a brutal move on Rob Scott through the chicane. I mean, I'm not advocating any of it. All Rob Scott's sort of semi-retaliation. Graham Reeds, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Has he slung one up the inside? Yes, he has. Wasn't even watching, look. He's got himself back past Dominator. Now back on the hunt for that third position. All over the back end of Pajonski again. Again, soft tyre versus the mediums. Can't get the run on the way out either, Graham Reeds. So 2.5 minutes remaining. They are going to see another lap after this. More opportunities for Graham Reeds to have a go. Again, more opportunities for Dominator as well. Maybe a tiny bit of contact on the way in there. Everybody's still on track though. Oh, Graham Reeds slow through there. Dominator all over the back end of him. Might be able to... We all know they're working together to try and close that gap up on Pajonski. Bumper to bumper through there then. Dominator keeping himself right in this fight. Got Old Crawler 6. Cutler in 7th behind him. Cutler might be able to get Old Crawler here. Unfortunately, we've lost D-Dot and Justin has picked up damage, I think. Oh, Dominator carries good speed out. He's not able to get past Graham here, though. Oh, Graham, come back. I thought you'd driven yourself off track then. I thought Dominator had got that one, but he's managed to hold on to it. A little bit of gap developed then between Pajonski and Graham Reeds now. What is that gap? Just 0.3 of a second. He will close that up towards the chicane again. He's got a good drive this time. Is it going to be enough? Oh, switches back up the inside. It's chaos. It's mayhem. That's the wrong key. Oh, Graham. No damage, but he's losing positions left, right and centre. He's managed to keep the hammer down and keep himself just in front of Cutler for the time being. But Pajonski under pressure now then from Dominator and Old Crawler. Millerman and Rob Scott comfortably plootling around in 1st and 2nd, 8.5 seconds ahead of the next battle impact. Dominator gets himself through to 3rd then. Oh, Pajonski gets a little bit of a punt maybe, I'm not too sure. Graham Reeds. Oh, it's getting a bit naughty here. So Graham Reeds through to 5th. Pajonski 6th. Is he Cutler? Cutler has just got himself through. Now putting the pressure on Graham Reeds here. Getting a bit leery with these 6th and 7th place drivers. Graham Reeds on the grass. Pajonski gets through then. Cutler all over the back end of Old Crawler. We are into the final lap. DDR Justin crosses the line to take 8th place in race 3. So Millerman still 0.6 of a second over Rob Scott. Are we even going to see Rob Scott attempt to make an attack here? He's only really got the chicane to do it. He's not quite close enough at this point in the race. Still 0.6 of a second down. He needs a good exit out of this turn to make it work for him. That gap is coming down. Is he going to lunge into the chicane last minute and take the win? Gap down at 0.3 of a second. It is. It could be on here for Rob Scott. Millerman holds it into the chicane. Still holds that time over Rob Scott as well, so it does look like it's going to be Millerman to take the win here in race 3. DDR Justin already left the room, not happy with tonight's performance by the looks of it. So Millerman takes 1st, Rob Scott 2nd. Dominator is going to come home for 3rd position. I think that's might be his highest position as well. Cutler, is he going to take 4th or is it going to be Old Crawler? It is. It's going to be Cutler takes 4th, Old Crawler 5th, Bajonski 6th. Oh, looks like we've just lost Graham Reeds as well. Yeah, it did get a bit punchy between those two. That's for other people to sort out, not me. So, race 3, done and dusted. Fastest lap, clean race for Millerman. He'll be happy with that one as well. So, like I say, final round next week. So, yeah, all the leagues slowly coming to an end just before Christmas. So the GR3 league's already done and dusted. It begins again beginning of January. We've got the final round of this next week. Again, that kicks off at the beginning of January for, I believe, the GR3 and the mini league will be the final season in the new year before we all jump over to GT7. Hopefully, you can't see it, but I've got double fingers crossed that they actually release the damn thing in March. We'll see. So yeah, they're all done pretty much apart from the final round of this next week, beginning in the new year. We've still got a few rounds left of the P1 British Touring Car Series. So come and check that out. That's on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. GTTCC on Friday nights is finished as well until the new year. So yes, it is just going to be the Thursday nights after next week for a few weeks. And then that'll finish just about Christmas. And then everything will kick off again in the new year. If you want to get yourself involved, get yourselves over to the different sim racing groups. We've got TANSO Racing Group that are hosting the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup tonight. We've got Mature Racing Club hosting the GR3 League on Wednesdays. And we've got P1 doing their British Touring Car League on Thursday nights. So MRC, P1 and TANSO. No problem, Mr. Cutler, no problem. And again, GTTCC, Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship on a Friday night. That's hosted by Mature Racing Club as well. That's one of the biggest unofficial Gran Turismo leagues on the planet. There's 150 odd drivers that take part in several different leagues, varying skill levels as well. All commentated over, race results and race write-ups and livery comps and all sorts of stuff. Overtakes of the week, yeah, loads of stuff. No problem, Mr. Dominator, no problem at all. Right, looks like we're about to get kicked out of this lobby, so I'm going to leave myself. I'll just give it a little bit of a no worries and stuff. Where's that gone? There it is. Give them one of them. And we'll chuck ourselves out before we get kicked out. So yes, final round next week. D-Dots, what happened, man? What happened, man? You had a mare tonight. Yeah, final round next week from Alsace Village, still with the 3-race format. So it's exactly the same setup as tonight, just a different circuit. And yeah, that's that one done. Like I say, just the British Touring Cars left to do on Thursday nights, 9 o'clock. If you want to help my channel out, a couple of ways you can do it. You can get yourself over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker and drop a donation on there, but I'd much rather you bought some tickers instead. So £3 for a pair, free postage to the UK. And I've got t-shirts as well. They are £22 free postage and a free sticker as well with those. So hit me up at dartsmoker at Google Mail if you fancy any of that. Other than that, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dartsmoker. Oh, what you saying, D-Dot? What you saying? My lad was sick. Oh, mid-race, bro. Oh, okay, fair enough. Thought you were just being rubbish tonight. Lol. Hashtag S/T. Yeah, so that's going to be it from me. I hope you like what you watched. I'll go through it all again. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell all your mates. Tell all your mums. Share it out. My name's Dartsmoker. I'm out of here.